So today we're going to be discussing a new product that Polera has released in the previous week, specifically about task management and for those who have them, board member task management. This is a new product. This is the flyer that we sent out. I'm sure most of you received it. If you haven't, we will be attaching it to the email that we sent out to you guys after this. It covers kind of some of the key functionality that you can do with task management and so forth. If this will be a quick 15-minute long webinar, so it's we don't want to spend too much time dabbling on a lot of things, but we want to give you kind of the basic insight of what you can do with this, how it works, and how to get in touch with it. If you are interested in learning more on the internet, we did just update our website to include it under products. We are calling this new functionality HOA Plus, which is actually a combination of a few things. A lot of our current clients already have rule violations included. You still have that grandfathered, but the big new functionality that HOA Plus includes is board task management. Okay. If you do have questions, I will be answering them at the end of this, so feel free to put them in the questions area. Let's jump right into the application. So task management is a new functionality. It can be found under tickets, task management. In order to have access to it, you will need to make sure that you give your users the appropriate roles. So you want to go under settings, user role administration. You can find your manager. And just like any other role, you see task admin as an option. Community managers automatically get pretty much every community-based role, so they also have the ability to basically administer tasks and manage tasks. So you want to, in order to give them task management capabilities, you either want to be a community manager or a task administrator or a company administrator. Jumping into task management. Now, the biggest benefit of task management is one, that you do get to manage tasks among managers, but especially for HOA industries, board members have access to this. So just like some of our other ticketing system, you can create a ticket, add a subject, bids for shingles, add a description, just a little bit more further information. Jeff, please get me this information by the due date. We will discuss during our November meeting. You can select a due date. Let's make Jeff have to get this done by Tuesday, the 29th of October. You can select a category, such as bid approval. These are custom. I'll show you a little bit later how you can update and modify these categories. You can add a subcategory. This is specifically about roofing with shingles. You can select a priority, low, medium, urgent. And here's some new features that our other ticket systems don't have and which really help it stand out. You can notify all board members of that community of this new task that you created. You can select specific permissions for this. So if this is a task that you plan on having the board manage most of it, you can give them full write access. They can edit, they can add comments, and really do anything. You can allow them to just comment if for some reason you don't want to give them that capability, just view. Or if it's for some reason it's a task that board members don't need access to or anything along those lines, you can actually hide it. You can also assign it. So you can assign it to yourself. You can assign it to any kind of community manager or task admin. Or you can give access to, you can assign it to a specific board member. And then you can add an attachment. Let me try something. Okay. And just like our other ticketing system, it does send out the emails to all the relevant people. And then you have access here. So this one, I gave board members no ability. We have some tickets here as samples where board members have edit or view access. We do have a summary report, just like some of our other ticketing systems, that provides a detailed XLS report based off of the fields here to send out an email to an email of your designation, and it has an XLS report with all the details. So you can actually, you could just say, I want to see all acknowledged tasks that are currently open for bid approval. You can run that. There's no available data here specifically because but let me just do any there. There we go. And then you can run the report, and it would contain all this data as well as all the relevant other data in that XLS report. So I'm going to jump over as a board member so you can kind of see what that will look like as well. Okay, so pretend it's this person. So as a board member, you can see that they are a normal resident. They have the normal resident navigation. They have the home screen that they traditionally see. If they go under community, oh, hold on. Let me maybe find it. You know what? I think I'm in the wrong community. Yeah, I am. Let me jump over to a different community that has the board member access turned on. Okay. All right. Once again, if you go to community, they will now have a new option in the dropdown called task management. And Clay here, who's a board member, can click on that. You'll notice they have a lot of the same functionality as a manager. They have this powerful filtering capability, the ability to run their own report. I know we've actually had lots of requests for board members having more access to reports. So they'll have access, the ability to generate their own task reports. And as you can see here, they see all of the tasks. They can create a task. They can assign tasks to a manager or themselves. And just like the manager. Something they don't have the capability to do is manage their own permissions on a ticket. And that's obviously because that's a right that managers have. If you make a board member a manager, they would have the ability to, manage that. But as a board member, they can't manage the ticket permissions themselves in that sense. So here's a few examples of different types of tasks that you might see. If I click on that, this has full view, edit, and comment. So as a board member, I'd be able to come in here, update the status, change who it's assigned to, notify any of the managers or notify the board members, and create comments. They also have the ability to do a full edit of that ticket. If they only had comment capabilities, they'd only be able to comment and so forth. Here you can see an example of view only. They lose the capability to add comments and create the ticket, edit the ticket, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so this is the first example we've created of an actual resident side or board member side ticketing system that has the ability to do a full filter and report. And just like the managers, they can search on bid approval. There's no examples here, but let's try landscaping. There we go. So they have a ticket, they can run the report, send it to, whoever they designate, it gets sent out. So really the power there is that you're giving managers and board members the capability to create tasks, manage their own tasks, log in every day, go to task management, and filter on themselves. I'd like to see all the tickets assigned to me, do a search, see if anything pops up, and if it does, they can get the job done based off of due dates and so forth. I did bring up earlier that custom categories is something that you can do with task management. And this is a functionality, if you guys are not aware, we recently rolled out the ability to manage your categories in activity logs, work orders, and now task management. You do that by going to the templates page under settings. Company admins and template admins have the capability to manage their templates. Go to the specific category that you want to update. In this example, it's ticket tasks. Add a new template. Give it what is essentially the category. Let's do billing. Content is basically the subcategories. So you might have late billing, budgeting, stuff, just a bunch of different subcategories based off of that. And then you save it. Something I do have to remember to do is that because the way templates work is you can add them to certain communities and not others. So billing might not be relevant for some of your communities and it might be relevant for others. So you can come here and check all your communities, uncheck all of them, or add them individually to the communities that you want to have access to this specific category. And then when I go back, I'm going to refresh the page, add a task. And as you can see here, billing is now a category. So this is actually a functionality that we rolled out, I think less than 2 months ago at this point, and it affects work orders, activity logs, and now task management, where you can have these custom categories set into your system. Okay. So that is essentially a pretty straightforward example of our task management system. There's a whole lot more that we can kind of discuss, and if you are interested in that, we could definitely give you guys more of a one-on-one show. We also have a free trial. If you're a current customer, you can reach out to us at support@polera.com, and we will actually set you up with a free trial, a free 30-day trial to test it out yourself. You can open it up to either board members and managers, or since it is a trial, if you just want to open it up to managers for them to click around and test, you can do that as well. And from there, I'm going to jump kind of straight into questions, if anybody has any. Okay, so what is the difference between board task management and others? So one of the key advantages to task management that our other ticketing system doesn't have is the capability to essentially give access to board members. It's the first one to do that, give access to board members, give them the capability to generate their own reports, give the managers and board members the ability to assign tasks to each other and create that kind of system. It's also Polera's first all-in-one built-in task management system. So you don't have to go using a different system such as to-do list or any of those that are a third-party system that you also have to manage. It's kind of it attributes to that all-in-one functionality that we really strive to have. Can you attach documents? Yes, you are able to attach documents. Can you assign tasks to a committee? So at this time, I don't think Polera really has the concept of a committee. It would have to be assigned to a user in that committee. So there would be some kind of user that would be that represent kind of that committee when you assign it to them. You could also potentially use categories to filter down that more, have a category that is specific to that committee, such as a gardening committee or something along that line. So any task involved with that committee would use that specific category. Can we assign a task that is simply document review and upload large documents? Yeah, you are capable of attaching documents to a task. So you could have a task for review this document, confirm that it's acceptable, and just attach that document to them for them to review. Does this have time tracking? If not, is there something you could consider doing in the future? It currently does not have time tracking, but that is definitely something we could look into. It would, let me write that down. length of, and a similar question is, does it have the is there a field to provide an estimate? Which, no, but that is a great suggestion. So I will look into that possibility. How much does it cost? So yes, this is a new product, that we are planning on releasing. You can sign up for a 30-day free trial to make sure that it meets your needs and that it works for you. But it would be at our current pricing is at $10 per community that wants it. And the reason behind that is that, board members and all them, they are going to benefit greatly from this. And we think that it's something that, they would want. Does it have to be turned on for board members? So you do not have to turn it on for board members. You can roll it out just for management at first, or permanently if that's your decision. But we do have the capability to turn it on or off for board member access. If the board member is already a manager in your system, they're going to have access to it because they'd technically be a manager as a user, not a board member. But you do have the capability for any board member to not see it. When is it available? So it is available now. We actually have quite a few of our current customers already trialing it out, seeing if it works for them. If you are not one of them, feel free to reach out, like I said, to support@polera.com. And we can get that turned on for your free 30-day trial. We'll probably ask you a few questions as to like if you want it on for a specific community and so forth. You do not have to get it for all communities. The original question was, do you have to get it for all communities? No, the reason we're doing the community pricing instead of our unit pricing, which a lot of you may be familiar with, is because we don't expect every community to want this. So you only have to roll it out for the communities that would benefit from it. That seems to be it for now. Is there any additional questions that you guys want, just as last minute? Nope, it looks like we are good. So that was a brief 15-minute introduction to board task management. Like I said, if you guys are interested, we are doing free trials. Just go to support@polera.com, email them telling them that you are interested in a free trial, and we will set you up with that. If you are interested in just learning more in general, we are going to be sending marketing material in the email that we follow up with you on, and we can even give you a more personal live demo if you are interested in that as well. Thank you guys for all attending, and thank you. And we will be signing out now. Have a good one, everyone.